So people should take this as an opportunity to register to vote. Gone are the days, or gone should be the days when you will say, oh, they already know who will win. No, they don't know who will win. It's when you go out to vote that your vote will bring out a winner. You see, I really don't care which party you want to vote for. Just vote. Perform your civic responsibility as a citizen. That is not too much to ask. You see, I don't know about you people. You see, my one vote is like 1,000 votes in my eyes. I protect my vote. Since I started voting, as from 18-year-old, I started voting, I have been voting all through. I take voting very seriously as a person. I am that person that every election, I want to vote. My voting polling unit is not even in where I live. I have to go to my uncle's house because that's where I registered. So I've told the story here before, I always sleep overnight to vote so that I can vote the following day. After that voting, I will now go to work to go and cover election as a journalist. The general elections in Nigeria is just less than 2 years away. And as citizens of this great nation, this great country called Nigeria, who are eligible to vote, which is, as a matter of fact, the right of every Nigerian as entrenched in Chapter 4 of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, don't take your right to vote for granted. Try and play your part as a citizen. Anyway, if you're new here, my name is Osih-Oyelude. Thank you so much for joining, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. So, it's one thing to be eligible to vote. It's completely another to be a registered voter in Nigeria. Yes, because you can be eligible, but if you are not registered, you cannot vote. That's a fact. Now, to qualify to vote, there are criteria you have to meet. I know we all know that, but let me just mention some of them. As a citizen of Nigeria, you have to be 18 and above to vote. I mean, we all know that. 18 and above. 2, you have to be from a local government area, because I am from a Car South local government area of Delta State, so yeah. Now you have to be from a council or ward, covered by the registration officer of the commission for registration as a voter. You have to be covered for you to be a registered voter. Now you have to be free from any incapacity to vote under any law in Nigeria. You have to present yourself to a registration officer or the commission for registration as a voter. So those are the criteria. If you're not registered, which as a matter of fact you should, I am here to tell you that the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has announced the nationwide continuous voter registration, CVR, for the year 2025. And it will begin with an online pre-registration starting on August 18, 2025. So don't say you don't know. It's starting August 18, 2025, the pre-online registration. And then you can now access the official CVR portal, CVRINECNigeria.org. That's where you will start your pre-registration. Now, after the pre-online registration, in-person registration will now start a week later on August 25th, 2025 at all INEC local government area offices and designated registration centers nationwide. So people should take this as an opportunity to register to vote. Gone are the days, or gone should be the days when you will say, oh, they already know who will win. No, they don't know who will win. It's when you go out to vote that your vote will bring out a winner. You see, I really don't care which party you want to vote for. Just vote. Perform your civic responsibility as a citizen. That is not too much to ask. You see, I don't know about you people. You see, my one vote is like 1,000 votes in my eyes. I protect my vote. Since I started voting, as from 18-year-old, I started voting, I have been voting all through. I take voting very seriously as a person. I am that person that every election I want to vote. My voting polling unit is not even in where I live. I have to go to my uncle's house because that's where I registered. So I've told the story here before. I always sleep overnight to vote so that I can vote the following day. After that voting, I will now go to work to go and cover election as a journalist. I take voting seriously. Every election, I vote before I go to cover election. I always try to be in the afternoon bit so that I can vote in the morning. So I just want to know that I voted. Even if the person I voted didn't win, I just have that fulfillment that I performed my civic responsibility as a citizen of the country. That should not be too much to ask. Do you wonder why these politicians are ready to pay anything for that your one vote? That should tell you something. That should tell you how important that your one vote is to them. You don't know how important it is, but they know. Don't let anybody deceive you that your vote don't count. Protect your vote jealously. Make sure you give it to someone you are convinced about, not someone who gave you money to sell your vote. No. If they offer you money, it's left for you to want to collect it. But still vote for who your conscience tells you to vote. Vote your choice. It's your choice to make. Now, whether you want to agree or not, we are where we are as a nation because of the crop of leaders that we have had over the years, and leaders who really don't care about our well-being. They just take us for granted. They have taken us for granted for too long, because tell me why some of them will get into office, they won't do the job, and then they will get re-elected again. No. Let's be intentional in re-electing people who have good record of good governance, and not those who think that they can bribe their way through it. Maybe when we start doing that, they will sit up, they will start taking us seriously. Until then, if they realize that they can get anything with their money, not with your vote, trust me, they will never bring good governance, because they know how they will get back into office. They will just feel like our votes don't count. Let's be wise. Go out there, register on election day, show up. Don't let anyone intimidate you or put that fear in you that it's not safe to go out to vote. And then when you sit down at home, they will manufacture vote and even say you that didn't go out, you voted. I always tell people, if we all come out en masse to vote, rigging is usually very difficult. It is difficult for them to rig. Trust me. That is why a lot of them would do anything for there to be voter apathy. Let's be wise. Let's be wise. We've been asleep for far too long. The information is on your screen, so go out and register if you haven't, and show up on election day for love of country. Anyway, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. I just said I should bring this information to you. Okay, I've done my part, so it's now time for you to do yours, because I don't know why you want to sit down at home, you're eligible to vote, and you don't want to vote. Let's change our mindset. Let's vote, even if who we voted for doesn't win. I mean, let's just play our part. Let's know that we voted, so that who you voted for, if the person is not performing, you can call the person out. If the person you didn't vote for is the person that eventually wins, you still have the boldness to call them out, to say, I didn't vote for you, but you are the president of this country, you are the governor of this state, you are my senator, you are my rep at the House of Representatives, you are in power, you are in government, you are in office. So do your damn job. We will call them out. We can all sit down here and be setting ring light every day. But I know that a lot of us are not happy where the nation is at the moment. It can be better. Slow and steady, we are moving. Is it where we want to be? No. But with all of us, our collective, effort, we can move the nation to where we want it to be. I will always be a very patriotic Nigerian, irrespective of anything. We have challenges. But you see, if you give up on this country, I don't know the country you want to leave for the younger generation, your children, children's children. If all the Zik of Nigeria, all the Awolowas, all the, Tafawa Balewas, all the, leaders gave up on this country, I'm not sure we will have a country we'll call Nigeria today. I mean, we all can argue that some of them are the one that messed up, they messed up this country, but there are people who still try to hold us together. If it's for those people, let's try to do right by, this country, so that the mistake that we're accusing those people of doing that brought this nation to where we are today, a generation will not come that will now be accusing us of not doing things right. So I just hope this makes sense. And just do your own. All you need to do, just go out there. Just vote. Vote. Let's all come out to vote. Anyway, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. I see you again in my next video. Bye for now.